Hi everyone, it's Dutch Reefer here and welcome to this latest Focus Friday video. As you can see, it's still quite early in the morning and that's because we're heading out for the weekend, so this will be just a quick video on which I will be telling you more about Aiptasia. This was a question from one of the viewers and I realized that I hadn't covered the subject before, so here it is. So I'm sure you're all pretty familiar with the Aiptasia, which is also known as a glass rose or glass anemone, and this is a brownish pest that will easily take over your tank if you don't do anything about it. I will quickly I don't have a lot of them because I've taken appropriate measures against them, but I'll show you one so you just know what we're talking about if you don't know, and that's it's right here. So as you can see in the middle of the screen now, there's a small anemone-like creature with very pointy tentacles, and that's what we call an Aiptasia. And in fact, these are it's pretty easy to combat them, to take preventive measures against them. So I'm going to go through those today in this video. So there's a couple of ways. I think there's roughly two categories. That's either you try to get rid of them in a kind of natural way using fish or other livestock, and then another way and then another method is to use other means more that lie outside of the tank. So first let's get into the natural ones. There are as far as I know 3 creatures that will get rid of your Aiptasia pretty easily, or a combination of those, of course. And those are peppermint shrimp. Peppermint shrimp, I think, is the safest way to try to get rid of them. These are relatively harmless shrimp. They are red with a stripe across the body, multiple stripes. But then again, you have to be a bit lucky for them to eat the Aiptasia. So if you're getting them as a countermeasure for Aiptasia, I'd recommend getting a couple, like 3 or 4, if your tank permits even more. Because they don't all have a taste for it, and especially if you also feed other kind of food like mice or krill, then they might prefer that. So peppermint shrimp. Then the second one is a filefish, which is a greenish fish which actually looks pretty cute but can also nip on other corals. So a filefish is usually a fish that people buy just for getting rid of the Aiptasia, and then as soon as the Aiptasia are gone, then they remove the filefish from their tank because they're not often reef safe. Maybe you have one that's reef safe, cool, but commonly they are not. I've tried 2 myself as well in the past, and both of them did indeed eat Aiptasia, but then again also resorted to other corals as soon as the Aiptasia were gone. And then, the measure that I'm using, and that's the copper band butterfly fish. I'm sure you already know about the fish because it's in my tank for over 4 years. So if you have watched previous videos, you will have seen him. Copper band butterflies are a very effective way of removing Aiptasia from your tank, since they will actively scout the reef for them, and they will get them from between the rocks, from each possible position thinkable. With their large pointy snouts, they will definitely eat them, devour them, and keep your tank Aiptasia free. And then, of course, you also have to be lucky that your copper band doesn't eat the softer corals like zoas or other soft corals like Trachyphilia. But that's, I guess you have to be a bit lucky. I'd say it's a 50-50% chance of them being reef safe. This is my second one. The first one I've had for just a couple of months that was also reef safe, and this one is 2. So either I got a bit lucky or, the percentage is a little better than 50%. Either way. But this fella does a great job. And you can see him looking between the reef for stuff, and that it will do that with Aiptasia as well. So my tank has been Aiptasia free for around 4 years now, and that's of course great. So I showed you one in the sump before. Yeah, of course the copper band cannot get into the sump, so there will still be Aiptasia in your tank, but they won't be visible in your display tank. So that's good. Then there's also a couple of methods that you can use which are less natural, which are two products that I have been using both. The first one is Aiptasia X by Red Sea, and the second one is Joe's Juice. And I've used both, and I'd say they're quite the same. There's no real advantage of either of them. They're both milky white, well, liquid. I can show you right now. So this is the Joe's Juice that I'm referring to. Joe's Juice, it says it on the package. And then you can use a syringe. I use a syringe with a pointy bended tip, so it's very easy to apply the Aiptasia X or Joe's Juice to the mouth of the Aiptasia. So that's the next step. Once you've got it into the syringe, you just aim it at the mouth of the Aiptasia as if you were feeding it, and then just inject a little bit of stuff, and then it will try to digest it, and that will destroy it. So it will literally implode, and that way you get rid of the Aiptasia. And then there's also another method, and I think it concerns hot water and vinegar, but I haven't tried that one myself. So if you have and you have success with it, please leave a comment. I'd say the safest bet is to either get a fish or a shrimp that eats them. If your tank is large enough, I can definitely recommend the copperband butterfly. As you can see in my tank, it's a great fish, great personality, and well, it's relatively calm in your tank as well, so it won't cause a lot of stress to other tank mates. And if your tank is smaller or you're not looking for big fish, then use the peppermint shrimp if you're looking for a natural way of combating them. But if you just have a few and you just want to get rid of them and you don't mind taking out your syringe every now and then well, of course the Joe's Juice or the Aiptasia X is also a very effective means of removing them. The only downside is that you will only kill the ones that you see, and then there might be some more behind your reef, where you cannot see them directly from the front or from the side of your tank, and those will eventually multiply, and so it's a problem that will keep spreading. So you'll definitely have to take out that syringe every now and then to do another round of vermin killing. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any other methods of removing Aiptasia from your tank, feel free to mention them in the comments. Well, that's it for now. So we're not yet at a 10-minute limit, so I'll just move around for a bit. So as you can see, the colors of my tank this morning are a little bit different than when you normally see in the videos. That's mainly because the lights just turned on. As you can also see from the zoas, which are still retracted a lot. So just a few of them have come out already, and the other ones are still in the night mode. This Gorgonian, for example, is still not extending. It's also because I haven't fed the mastic yet. I'll do that in an hour or so. And then all the other corals are waking up as well. So this Goniopora, for example, is still waking up. So a lot smaller than you're used to. And then the same goes for other corals. I constantly have to frag this Montipora as well. As you can see, it's starting to look a little weird. That's because I'm breaking off pieces every now and then to prevent it from overgrowing the entire tank and thus not getting enough light on these corals below it. And then I'll either remove a frag or I'll put it on the back of the glass, as you can see right there on the overflow box. I've glued a piece of it there just to see what happens, how it evolves. So that's it. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.